Hello students, today I am going to start with the next part of hemolytic anemia, that is hemolytic anemia due to membrane defect. When I told with the classification, I have told that hemolytic anemia is classified mainly due to intrinsic defect, extrinsic defect and mixed defects. Intrinsic defect we had defect due to RBC membrane, defect due to enzymes and defect due to RBC hemoglobin. So now we are going to see about the RBC membrane. Defect due to RBC membranes. Examples: hereditary spherocytosis and hereditary elliptocytosis. For the normal RBCs. Normal red cells have a membrane made up of protein band held together by other proteins and bound to a lipid layer. It is the structure of these proteins that maintain the biconcave shape. You can see the biconcave shape of the RBCs here. The biconcave shape is maintained because of the proteins. If these proteins are absent, abnormal structure will be seen in the RBCs. So coming on to the first one, hereditary spherocytosis. Hereditary spherocytosis is a class of hemolytic anemia. The disease occurs due to an intrinsic membrane defect leading to hemolysis of the RBC. There are few other anemias in the same class, that is defect due to membrane, like hereditary elliptocytosis, which are caused by the intrinsic defect. These types are hereditary elliptocytosis, stomatocytosis, etc. In this session, only hereditary spherocytosis is discussed in detail. Generally, all hemolytic anemia in this class occurs due to a major defect in the cell membrane integrity. This is the anemia that occurs due to the alteration in one or more vital structural proteins leading to an imbalance in the membrane lipid content and cation transport. So the membrane is made up of protein lipids. So if there is any alteration in this, there is defect in the membrane. Sequentially, such alteration leads to the loss of cell surface area, increased rigidity, fragmentation, and therefore there is increased fragility to the splenic sequestration. In other words, due to the abnormal cell membrane, the cells get trapped in the spleen, microcirculation, and gets destroyed prematurely, that is before 120 days of. Coming on to the pathophysiology, the anemia is generally passed down from one generation to another. The disease is the most common hemolytic anemia encountered in Northern Europe, usually affecting more than one member in the same family. The basic defect in hereditary spherocytosis is a membrane abnormality caused by dysfunctional or deficiency in one or more of the following proteins like spectrin, ankyrin, band 3 and protein 4.2, all of which are very important for the structural protein of the. Especially these leads to decreased lipid content, reduced cell surface area, impaired flexibility and increased permeability to sodium, which the cell pumps out to stabilize the osmotic fragility. Such processes requires a lot of ATP. Despite all of that, the cell lifespan remains unaffected until the cell reaches the spleen, where glucose and ATP levels are insufficient. Therefore, the cell cannot pump out the extra sodium, leading to an increased intracellular sodium concentration and subsequently increased water content. This leads to the swelling and rigidity of the cell, which cannot negotiate the spleen's microcirculation, where they get trapped. And laboratory findings. As the name indicates, the characteristic feature of this anemia is the presence of microcytic spherocytes in the pea smear. It shows mild anemia with hemoglobin concentration about 10 gram per dl. MCV, mean corpuscular volume, usually ranges within the normal range, but it may increase or decrease depending on number of reticulocytes present. Mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration is usually increased in a large portion of patients. Hereditary spherocytosis is the only anemia that can have mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration values above the normal range. Reticulocytes are usually increased between 5 and 20%, with higher counts seen in patients who complete blood count. The peripheral blood smear shows characteristic feature like microspherocytes which appear small. You can see here microspherocytes which appear small. They are darkly stained and very round with no central pallar area. The cell is equally stained overall. That shows that there is no central pallar area. There should be a marked degree of anisocytosis. Anisocytosis is a variation in the size, and reticulocytes. This gives a polychromatophilic feature. Other poikilocytosis other than the spherocytes are usually seen unless in a severe form. That is, when the disease reaches to a severe condition, other poikilocyte forms will be seen. Otherwise, only spherocytes will be seen. Bone marrow. During the early stages, bone marrow shows erythroid hyperplasia, which changes to hypoplasia. Hypoplasia means it is a condition, a type of anemia which affects the precursors of RBC. Since it affects the precursors of RBC, you see usually leukocytopenia, that is aplastic crisis. Additional lab diagnosis, that is other than the pea smear, we go in for osmotic fragility test, which is considered to be a diagnostic test. The other useful diagnostic tests include autohemolysis test and direct antiglobulin test, which will be negative in nature. So this is about hereditary spherocytosis. Next, moving on to the next example of membrane defect, that is hereditary elliptocytosis. It is a inheritance. The inheritance of this may be either autosomal dominant or it may be a recessive in nature. Heterogeneous group of the disorder that produce an increase in elliptocytic red cells on the blood film and a variable degree of hemolysis is seen. This is due to the functional abnormality of one or more anchor proteins in the red cell membrane. Example, alpha spectrin or protein 4. This is the elliptical RBCs, how it appears in a pea smear, elliptocytosis. You can see many RBCs. The clinical course is variable depending on the degree of membrane dysfunction caused by the inherited molecular defect. Most cases presented as a asymptomatic case, but occasionally cases results in neonatal hemolysis or chronic compensated hemolytic state may be seen. Management of the later stage, that is elliptical spherocytosis, is same as that of the hereditary spherocytosis.